Hello, fam, and compliments of the season. Happy New Year. So this is the first video of the year in Michael Tech channel on YouTube. Currently, the channel doesn't have a name, but we're working on that. Maybe I will just go my full name. Who knows? Let's see how it goes. So today we're going to be talking about the big question. Everybody's talking about being locked in. When I say locked in, I'm talking about like trying to make more cash. And of course, the first go-to is coding tech, and it just became more easier now thanks to vibe coding. Like you don't need to even know anything like Java or Python or even basic HTML. All you just have to know how to do is to describe what you want. Basic prompts using LLM, AI, natural processing languages. Just tell it, hey, I want to create websites that help me book tours in Japan and recommend beautiful sites, places I can go to. And it's beautiful, you straight up. Like you can even add integrations, add payments, features, add authentications from beginning to the end, and it will be running smoothly, and people will be using it. That's how beautiful it's become. But here's the gaff, my friend. What particular tool are you going to use when it comes to vibe coding? Now, before I start going into more details, okay, if I start going into more details about vibe coding, hold on. Let me set up my mic so we can go into it ASAP. So, what's vibe coding basically? Vibe coding is like an AI assisted software development method where developers or basic individuals like you and I, describe desired functionalities in natural languages, and an AI assistant like an LLM that we talked about generates the code, allowing us, the humans, to focus on high level goals like rather than line by line syntax. So what your problem will just be is marketing, or how am I going to get it to reach out to more people, kind of stuff. And of course, accelerating prototypes and development by trusting the AI to handle the heavy lifting through careful review of complex projects. Now, the term vibe coding was coined by this guy named Andre Carpati in 2025. So yeah, you're not late. It just started recently, and it emphasizes rapid iterations through conversational prompts and acceptance of AI suggestions, shifting the developer's role to guiding and refining, not just writing. So in that sense, like what I'm trying to tell you in basic terms is, while you've created the application, you can still go ahead and be like, you know what, I would prefer this particular font to be of this particular type and of this particular size. And in real time, of course, it will change it for you, the application, and you can see what you described it to do. Or maybe change a particular color, like, maybe you don't like the color or something, or you change the icon, whatever it is, and to do that for you. So it's just with words. Some people go as far as using that voice, like they don't type, they just like press the microphone icon on whatever tool they're using and be like, you know what, I want this to be like this, I want this to be like that, and snap of a finger, everything's all done. So that's the beautiful thing about it, guys. That's the beautiful thing about it. And today we're going to be talking about, we're going to be focusing on four different tools of vibe coding that are out there that are very popular, and of course, which of them should you pick? And I'm going to be very unbiased about it. I'm not going to show you any code. I'm not going to show you any basic too much stuff. I'm just going to show you how it looks like. And let's get right to it. Okay. Okay. So the first one we're going to talk about is Gemini, Gemini app, and the next one we're going to talk about is Cloud, and the third one we're going to talk about is Cursor, and the last one we're going to talk about is ChatGPT. Okay. All right, let's do this. Welcome back. So the Gemini app, basically, we're gonna begin with that first. We're gonna begin with the Gemini AI rather, and let's see how it goes. So when you log into the platform, and everything, Gemini, you just search Gemini.ai on Google.com, and it will take you to it will recommend you to this site, the top one that you see, and the Gemini icon is like a star, so like don't watch out for that, and basic stuff like that. Yeah, that like you're seeing on my screen. So when you log into the when you open the app, the AI site, you're gonna have to sign up. Just sign up basically, so you can have your account set up, and you can sign up with Google, and of course, Um, Look at me here. I'm going to ask it. I'm going to ask the prompt. How can I create an app on free tier? For basic beginners, like people that are not ready to pay yet, don't first feel how it works. The. But if it's not possible, then it? What should I do first? Like if it's not possible to create an app on free tier, what should I do first? Should I pay? Should I do this? Should I do that? Whatnot? So yeah, it told me absolutely, yeah, you can create an app on Gemini app free tier. Google provides a very generous free tier specifically for developers to prototype and build small scale projects. As of late 2025, like there's a breakdown of what you should do first. Or you can just pause the video and check out what it's saying and all. I'm not going to go into much details so I can save your time. Okay. Yeah. So that's just basically what's happening here. And let's go forward and see how far it is. So what does the free tier include? It's gonna show you what the free tier includes. Pause the video here and you read out what it includes. You pause the video here and you read what it includes, what it entails, basically. So of course, zero cost and usage limits, models that you're gonna be using, context windows, basic graphs like that. So what you should do first, I think for every app builders, like if you've had experience creating an app before in your past life or your current life, what you should know about is API key. Your API key is your unique ID that links your app to you as a user, as a creator, as a developer. And without an API key, your app is just like how do I put it? It's like having a database without an ID. Like the ID can never be generated. Now it's very unrelational. You can't really make that database relational. You can't be able to sort of access the database. It's kind of like random. You have to assign an ID to it. So basically, when it's out there on App Store or it's on Google Play Store, yeah, that's what you use to identify it and link it to you as a developer. So of course, you can choose your framework when you're on Gemini, when you want to create applications, whether you want to create web apps, you can use Gemini JavaScript SDK. That's on Gemini Studio. Yeah. Then now, if you want to create a Python backend, you can use Gemini Python SDK. You want to create a no code, fast prototyping, basic stuff. You can use Firebase Studio or Gemini Build Mode in AI Studio. The handle rate limits and all. So now on free tier, you have like 15 requests per minute, and you should be able to handle like a bit of codes before you see the error. 429 too many requests, error, and all more. That's a really big problem. So, what if you want to upgrade and you're considering upgrading? Here are the things you have to look out for. Whether your app is going to be receiving high traffic, you're going to be serving more than 1,000 to like 10,000 people and above, or you're looking for privacy because on free tier, I'm sorry, your data can be used to help the AI get better. And now, if you're working on a business model that requires secrecy and privacy, I'll suggest you go for the pay as you go mode. And yeah, you also get advanced features like context catching and save money on long prompts. Higher priority access and everything. So you don't have to like tell the AI, but I told you about this stuff now. I told you about all this stuff now. The AI already understands that yeah, this person is actually handling a business model and I'm going to catch all the contexts that the person is talking about. So in case the person refers to this the next 3 years, I would say yeah, this is what the person is talking about. So yeah, that's just basically it with Gemini. And man, the amount of stuff you can do with Gemini. I've seen people on Twitter. There's this beautiful stuff that this guy did on Twitter. This is the guy. I can't remember his name yet, but this is the guy, and this is his name here. What he built was he created an application, a Japan site application in front of us. He created some other stuff in front of us, and bro, that was awesome, man. I love that. So I'll just do a quick review on what I know about Gemini, basically. So ask Gemini the beautiful question. Rank between these four: yourself, Cloud, Cursor, and ChatGPT, and tell me which one is the best. Rank them, just rank them basically, and tell me which one is the best. Okay. And here's the result I got from Gemini. Let's go. So the final thing about the reason why we're here, no ranking and all. So to be unbiased, like I said initially, I'm gonna ask every one of them. I asked. I asked Cloud. I asked Gemini. I asked ChatGPT and I also asked Cursor. So now for Gemini AI, I asked it, rank how about this, rank these vibe code tools, Gemini AI, of course, Cloud, Cursor, and ChatGPT. And this was the result that it gave me. So it said, based on current 2025 performance and development sentiments, here are the definitive ranking of these tools for a vibe first workflow. Now, the first thing he gave me was the official vibe ranking for 2025. Now, to be unbiased, like this is so unbiased. Like, it chose Cursor number one. Like, Cursor is number one. Now, Cursor, for those who have experience with Cursor, I've like seen people work on videos with Cursor and everything. And there's this video I saw one guy working with Cursor where he built, you know, like it's integrated in your IDE. So me as a developer now, like that love coding, like trying to vibe code tomorrow, feel like as if I'm losing myself. So I love coding so much, and so Cursor is like my number one. Like personally, I'm not going to be unbiased. I'm going to be biased. Strike that. Cursor is not my number one. I've not used it yet, but if I were to be a developer and I want to try vibe coding tomorrow, like Cursor will be something that okay I'll look into because it's also integrated in my IDE. Now we also have the Cursor, according to Gemini AI, is termed the professional vibe. So like while you're writing your code, you can basically like use it. And the thing with vibe coding and developers is that developers and everything, like when it comes to coding and all, most job opportunities out there, I've realized the power of vibe coding, and they'll tell you that okay, if you don't know how to code, you should know how to vibe code. You should know how to use AI to work. Now that's something that is very interesting. In the future, people will not be like, do you have experience coding? Can you prompt? Bros, can you prompt? That's how wild it to be. I don't know, it's just something I'm speculating on. Don't hold me onto that. Go and learn HTML, go and learn JavaScript first, please. Okay. Then the second ranking is cloud, according to Gemini AI. Its first one was Cursor, second one is cloud. Now Gemini AI calls it the genius architect. You'll see why they call it the genius architect very soon. Like very seamless and simple. Number three is Gemini AI. Of course, you gotta give yourself like a pat on the back. It calls itself the context king, and trust me, it's really the context king. Like when you like input your prompts and you see the feedback, like it's wonderful, it's beautiful. It's how Replit works, but better. Yeah, like, Replit is basically like an application or a software that's used that allows you to vibe code, but it's more structured, like it's more compact, like it's not so 100% autonomous. Like everything is built within itself and everything kind of stuff. If you build a game on Replit or those kind of vibe coding applications, you have to like your app will be embedded within the application. It's not outside. So now the last one is ChatGPT. ChatGPT, according to Gemini AI, is called the generalist. And yes, the generalist. For us developers that have not started vibe coding yet, ChatGPT is our number one. We place it on the pinnacle of AI when it comes to assisting us with coding, like on the pedestal. And what is interesting, the graph here is that they're saying that it's the faults. Like if you have basic questions to ask it, say, okay, help me set up an MVP for the product. They'll help me like what should I get prepared for my application? What do I need? That kind of stuff. It's not the main thing when it comes to vibe coding and all. Now I understand because when you work with ChatGPT, you kind of like it shows you the code. You can actually create an application from ChatGPT. It shows you the code basically. But now where the issue comes in is implementing the code into your IDE, writing the code into your IDE or stuff like that, or generating the applications. Now you have to do all that yourself. And for people that have not developed in their life before, it's very complex because I mean, where do I put this? Where do I put that? Where do I set up? What do I do? What's API key? What's that? They just lose it. So I mean, like yeah. And right now, what they're telling you is ChatGPT. When you get to vibe coding, so for us developers now, a point to come. I'm looking at the future, foreseeable future, where a point to come where people will be like, instead of using ChatGPT for writing codes, they'll use it for like grocery store lists. Like help me set up a grocery store list, or why is my car having issues. Could it be leaking oil or faulty carburetor, or the NG crankshaft, or the belt is cut, whatever it is, and it's suggested for you like that basically. But then no, AI has so much potentials to be unbiased. Who knows how it will go? And every day new features are coming up every new day. Who knows, tomorrow you see ChatGPT version 10, and ChatGPT version 10 will tell you how to create a time machine. And let's just watch out for how the future looks. But I'm telling you, it's looking very bright. Okay, so now we have the second one, cloud. Now cloud is beautiful. Now remember I told you I'll talk about cloud in a bit. But here now. So cloud, when you log into cloud, you can sign up your Google account, of course, which I did. Then after doing that, you have to verify your phone number. So of course they can be able to send you a verification code, just basic security gaps, and all. Don't be too worried about that. So after putting in your phone number, of course I'm Nigerian, I put in my phone number, they send me my verification code, I put in the verification code. So it shows you the plans that they have. Plan that grows with you. Now the other, like when I logged into Gemini, they didn't show me any plans basically. It's just straight up free plan. Then of course you have the option of upgrading, upgrade. There's a button that you can just click on upgrade and all. But in cloud, it show you the free plan, which is $0, of course. Show you the pro plan, $17, and show you the max plan from $100 per month, billed monthly. Now that $17 for pro is billed annually, so you pay $17 for the whole year. Free is $0 for your lifetime, but max is $100 per month. Now that's like maybe if you're running like a very large business and your business model is entirely based and reliant on cloud. I'll suggest you go for the $100. You don't want any issue. So of course you can pause the video and check what it entails, what each features entails, and let's just go right into the video here. So now here's a few things. Hey there, I'm Cloud. I'm your AI assistant for brainstorming, creating, and learning together. Here are a few things you should know about me. You're curious, you just ask. I'm built to help, never harm, of course. Then also you have the option of helping Cloud improve from your prompts, from your context, from your requests. Now, I don't know. I have this whole fear of like letting them have access to like using my prompts to build, because tomorrow, if you have a feature like maybe you're building an app and you're on the free plan, and of course you have the whole, yeah, you can use my prompt, no issue. And tomorrow they come up with a feature that's similar to what your app does. Now of course, just because it does the same thing your app does doesn't mean that it's copyright. I mean, I learned that the hard way. I created an application recently and I didn't launch, I didn't copyright the name, and out there tomorrow, the next 3 years, my application is already used by another company and it's doing the same thing my application does and everything. So since that time, I decided in my life that every time I create an application, no matter what happened, I'm going to push towards pushing it out. I'm going to push towards copyrighting the name. Once you push it out, it's already copyrighted. Like, I mean, that whole stuff and everything. So yeah, I disabled that. Help Claude improve. Nope. Can't help Claude improve. Claude's already smart enough already. They can know what they need to do. So after that and everything, I understand. You click the I understand button, and it will take you to another page where you're going to choose what you want to use Cloud for. Now, the reason why I signed up for Cloud is I want to use it to code and develop. I want to use it to design and be creative. I also want to use it to learn and study. Like, you can never know everything. You can never know too much. I'm using it to learn, code, and at the same time design and get on my creativity lifestyle. So yeah, that's it. I selected those three. But of course, cloud can be used for basic other things. Now, if you're a writer, cloud is awesome for you as a writer. Like I'm talking about, if you're talking about writing a piece with emotions, writing a piece that has a twist, writing a piece. Like for example, like you're trying to promote a movie, and you're like, okay, you know what, this movie, I'm going to sue the producers for this movie because the emotions that it brought to me was so unbizarre. From like when I watched the movie, I wasn't expecting to see such an emotion. Like what I was expecting to see was this, but instead, not only did it bring a lot of like moments of tears, but moments of laughter, moments of what was that word where you remember things from the past? Love the movie. People were expecting like bad thing to happen, then all of a sudden you like twisted it. Like that's what cloud can do for you. ChatGPT can do that for you too, but cloud can also do that for you too. Life stuff like basic life stuff like you can ask questions and all. And of course, business to strategy. You're into marketing, you're into PR, basics, so advertising, you're into strategizing, you're into analysis or whatever. Cloud is your go-to guy. But I chose those three and let's go. So because it shows me that I want to install the application. I said no. Then just all sets. Then where should we start? Suggest where the data should start with for you. Developing name conventions, designing educational activities, creating mood boards. I have my own topic, okay? I came here to ask you to rank four basic vibe codes. Sorry, Cloud. You're awesome, but there was no time. Oh, so I asked Cloud, how about this? Rank this. Our first activity works on free tier. The app work on free tier. If not, what should I do first? Then I said it works on free tier. I can create a simple calculator, a to-do list, a game, a data visualization to pretty much any web app I desire to make and all. It's pretty awesome, right? It's pretty cool. Thumbs up, Cloud. I love what you do. And how about the vibe coding tools? Create them for me and like rank them for me and everything. So of course, very biased, Cloud. Okay, I'm just kidding. Cloud actually put itself at number one. Cloud said I am biased. Yeah, I said it's biased, but honestly strong for artifacts and interactive apps. Great at understanding context and writing clean code. The Artifact system lets you iterate your apps directly into the chat, which is smooth for typing. Cursor, number two. Number two is Cursor, according to Cloud. Built purposefully for coding. Very excellent and works in an actual IDE, like we talked about, an inline suggestion and code-based awareness like Stopter, best for serious development work rather than quick experimentation. They put ChatGPT on third. Remember that sound effect? As well. I suspect cloud. Suspecting cloud. It's like I see they are built on open AI or something. I'm just joking. Anyway, shall just put to the song number three. Said solid all rounder with canvas for iterative coding, good at explaining concepts and debugging. Coding capacity is strong, though the interface is not specialized as Cursor. Then the last one, Gemini. Now, Gemini, capable of coding tasks and has improved a lot, can handle complex prompts well. Integration with Google ecosystem is nice if you're already in that world. So, like maybe if you're working with like Firebase, you're working with like basic Google SDKs, you're working with Google Maps, you're working with big Google tools basically. Such or Google Earth, you can Gemini. That's what Cloud is telling you right now. So for pure vibe coding, quick, creative, experimental build, Cloud says use them or use ChatGPT because they're strongest because of their artifact or canvas features for ultra professional development. Now, I think Cloud is coming from the perspective of somebody that doesn't write code. I mean, like, if you don't write code at all, you're just new to the whole system entirely, and you just want to get your idea out there. Cloud is telling you that you should use him or use ChatGPT. Now, if you're going to use Cursor, you should know a bit of code. If you're going to use Gemini, which is funny because Gemini actually like builds it for you, the application for you, and ChatGPT you need to be able to copy your code and paste to the IDE and set it up and everything. But yeah, it is what it is. Use your mind and figure out which one you want to choose. Okay, on to the third one. Drum rolls, please. Cursor, 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 cursor. Let's go. Cursor. Okay, cursor. Let's get into it. Yeah. So you're a developer. Yeah. You already write codes and you're looking for a bit of support. Like, you don't have to go into ChatGPT every time. You don't have to worry about the whole copying and pasting of your code. You don't have to worry about, you know, non-autonomous. Like you're in full control basically. That's what's cloud is. That's what Cursor can help you achieve, as in. if you're still a developer and you used to write code. So for vibe coders are basically people that don't want to go through the stress of writing each lines of codes or worrying about code syntax and the rest. Now, for instance, if you're someone that doesn't know any code at all, um, I have to tell you the truth. Cursor is not for you because you don't know what you're asking. You don't know what you're going to be asking. Okay, like what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? What do I need? You don't know what you're going to be asking. Cursor is not for you. What you should look at is just that tree that I mentioned, ChatGPT to Cloud to Gemini AI, Gemini AI. But yeah, Cloud is also awesome. Cloud, Gemini AI, also they are awesome tools for vibe coders that doesn't know anything about coding. But yeah, not to be biased, but we're still gonna go into Cloud Cursor. So I'm just gonna do a bit of quick of search and on Cursor and Cursor AI. I'm gonna search for it. Okay, it's opened. Now I'm going to click the button. So I click the button and it's not responsive. It's not opening. Keeps on loading and loading and loading and loading and loading and loading and it doesn't open. So my next option is to maybe try it on my mobile application, my mobile phone. Maybe it will work. The site can't be reached. Somehow, because AI is unreachable. So I'm gonna try on my mobile device and let's say I guess. So right now on my mobile device, I search for Cursor AI. I'm looking at Cursor AI right now. I click on Cursor AI here. So that's click on Cursor AI and everything. It doesn't open on mobile phones too. So I just decided that what, let me just check some Reddit review. Anyone using Cursor AI, I am barely writing any code. So yeah, someone here on Reddit on this group, ChatGPT coding said, person is like Punk Outer 23. He said or she said, it works so good for me, or they said, it works so good for me. I find myself just asking it to do things and it's just what I want. So much that I just apply that and go to the next thing. I still understand what it's doing and there are many projects, so it's not too complex. .NET Blaze or whatever that means. I feel like coding has changed forever for me and it's a lot of more fun than the rule of the approval and not having to think so much about syntax or specifics. Mm. So he said, I don't mean to be a fanboy, but I've tried a lot of other tools and it feels like Cursor AI is on its own level. It's a tool. If a tool can't look at the entire context in 2024, I am not interested. So that's just it. I don't want to go into the whole reading of the whole content that the discussion is about. But like I said initially, if you're going to go into choosing your type of tool to use, this is just a preliminary guide. The best thing you got to do is you got to like go in yourself, log in, sign up on this app, various tools, test it out yourself, see how it plans out, see how it works, and if it works out good for you, stick with it. Yeah. So I think the next thing I'm going to show you is how to set it up on your IDE for Cursor AI. So for the first thing you have to do is you have to sign up. After signing up and setting up everything, you're gonna have to generate an API key. The API key is essential for your signing up and setting up in your IDE. In this case, we're going to use VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Yeah. So let's get right into it. Hold on. This video is already long and unintended for that purpose. So I'm just going to be quick about it. Yeah. I need to drink real water. Don't mind me. So you log into your Visual Studio. Open your Visual Studio Code. Yeah. When you open it, you're going to go to the extensions. You can find extensions here. Just right here, you can find extensions. Go to your extension. You're going to write code cursor and code cursor will come up. We'll see this icon here, this arrow cursor icon with this four dash by the side, and that is exactly it. So you go for code cursor, cursor for VS codes. You're going to install that extension. And what that enables you to do is get to add a cursor integration for your Visual Studio Code, basically. So now look at this side panel here. You can't see the icon here yet. Right now you can only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 icons. Yeah, like this last two, like are like for Flutter, and but we're gonna add cursor to it now. Yeah, I'm a Flutter developer. I create native applications. What do you think? Okay, so we've installed it already. It's installing and all is installing. So we've installed it. We just read through their syntax a bit. Like, I like reading. I like reading documentations. So me. So you read a bit of the syntax and everything, and I'm going to skip that whole part for you, like so you don't have to stress. So after installing it, if you notice, at the left navigation bar, you can see that that's been included now. Initially, we had eight, but now we have nine icons, and cursor is the last one that you see there, right there. So that's all basically. So you got your API key, you set it up, you add it. When you click that button, it's going to prompt you for API key. You put it there. Now, optionally, you can like restart the IDE and or restart the system depending on whichever one you want to do. So after that, you setting up. I just recommend you do that so that everything is fully embedded into and integrated properly. So when you're done, just start using it. So that's just basically. I can't really show you much about it because I wasn't able to access the platform, but the tool. But if you can check it out yourself. But I feel personally, I'm not to be unbiased. The other guys they say that Cursor is like that whole everything like is that go-to option and all. I don't know how it works for you, so try it out, check it out. I mean, like, come on, it's a free world. Like, nobody's holding your hands or nobody's like holding your system. It's your system. Use it. Check it out. Yeah. Sign up on all these platforms. Let me know what you think. So lastly, ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT, we're going to go right into it ASAP. No stress, no time, no stress. So I just went straight ahead. No gaff. Everybody already know what ChatGPT is. Like if you don't know what ChatGPT is right now, what were you doing? Are you living in a cave? Are you living under a rock? You already know what ChatGPT is. Now, ChatGPT, I just asked it this simple term. Rank these four um, Cloud, Cursor, Gemini, and ChatGPT yourself. And absolutely, like here's a layman friendly ranking of the best vibe coding AI tool for helping you fix, write, and build codes. Plus, why each tool is good or not so good for coding projects. Like, well, let's not talk about that. I mean, it's like what I'm working on. But yeah. So Vibe 2 rankings and all, ChatGPT was very biased. Number one is ChatGPT. So he said it's understand complex logic and write code modules, explain the steps clearly, great for planning and architecture, handles front end and back end plus integrations. Integrations like authentication, payment gateways, and the rest, stuff like that. Now, it's not entirely wrong. They're not wrong actually. In fact, in fact, this is very accurate about ChatGPT. This is the reason why most developers see no reasons for using vibe coding tools. Unfortunately, ChatGPT is one of them. But they do all this for you, and all you just have to do is know where to put each and how to connect each to work together and all. So you can also ask it to do that for you. But once I would say give kudos to ChatGPT for the explanation. You can tell is like as they're doing the comments they add to the code and all those things, like as they're guiding you through each and every one of it, and also like you don't have to worry about that. So it's like a smart experienced developer who can help you break down problems, generate like working codes, and explain in plain text. So they've already explained all these things. They already showed us all these things already and all already seen it. So next one is cloud. Right. ChatGPT said that second best is cloud. Now cloud is very strong at dedicated coding, long context, can hold more context in one section than ChatGPT Fritter, good at complex coding situations, sometimes even better coding consistency on long tasks. Now you see, he just told us that I'm good, but cloud is better. Like it's right there, you can see it literally. I don't have to like spell it out for you, it's right there. I mean, like you can see what it does. So now the next one, the third one is cursor. It places cursor on the third. Best for existing codes, writing, editing existing codes inside your editor. That means good for developers in simple terms. Works inside your code, e.g., VS Code. Can refactor large files instantly. You've already written the code already. Understand the entire code base contextually. Now that is when you have a code base that you're working on, and you want to manage with AI and all. Cursor is your go-to guy. Yeah. Not strong at designing from scratch, not as conventional or explanatory. Now, if you're not a developer and you try Cursor, I'm sorry for you. I'm very sorry. Yeah, it's morning already. So finally, is Chat Gemini. Gemini is just basically Google Gemini models. Still strong, but less specifically for coding right now. So good at generating AI tasks, can generate code. Reasoning is strong. Like I mean, like what else do you need? Like it can generate the app for you, it can generate the code for you. Reasoning is strong. Like it does everything good. Context, it's very context based. Like you give it the prompt and it gives you the result ASAP. Like I mean, Gemini is awesome. Like not to be biased, sha, but this ranking is wild. It's wild. So see this tape comparison table here. Comparison table ChatGPT, best at coding planning, why you should use it, cloud, deep long coding sessions, why you should use it, check it out. Cursor in editing, refactor and coding, why you should use it, check it out. Gemini, general reasoning and coding, why you should use it, check it out also. Now I'm going to do a quick statistical analysis on. Well, we have three results on which ones are the rankings. So I'm going to combine these three rankings together, excluding the results from Cursor because we couldn't access it. I'm going to combine these three rankings together. I'm going to give you a feedback on which one I think is the best and why you should use it. Okay. Okay, so we'll finally come to the most important part of it, ranking the four basic known tools for vibe coding right now. We have from Claude to Cursor to ChatGPT to Gemini. Now we're going to rank it and let's see how it goes. First one on my list now. Looking at Gemini, what Gemini says now. Gemini places Cursor at number one, places Claude at number two, Gemini at number three, and ChatGPT Chat GPT at number four. And Claude ranks it as number one is Claude, number two is Cursor, number three is Chat GPT, and chat number four is Gemini. Now, ChatGPT reacts it as number one, Chat GPT, number two, Cloud, number three, Cursor, and number four, Gemini. So of course, I decided to create something. Um, Give me a few seconds. Let me just set it up. I'll create a quick Excel stuff here. Just gonna create a quick Excel. Before I start sharing my screen, just quickly create that. Mm, okay, I think I like it like this. I like it like this. Okay, I like it like that. So I'm just gonna add a bit of coloring to it and gonna add a bit of coloring to it and Gemini and PT and summation of total. So yeah, this is the tool I created. So we have from cloud, we have Gemini 4, Cursor 2, Cloud 1, ChatGPT 3, from Gemini like that, like that, like that. So how I ranked it, I just did okay, from each one, do the summation of the total from each of them, their number on it. So the one that is the highest is the least when it comes to the ranking. The one that is lowest is the most. So here we have the top is actually Claude. Number five is Claude when it comes to total summation. Number five is Claude. Like I did summation of this is the summation of everything here in Gemini, summation of everything here in Cursor, summation of everything here in Cloud, summation of everything in ChatGPT. And for Cloud, Cloud is like number five the list. Which means it's number one in the ranking. The number two in the ranking is Cursor. The number three in the ranking is ChatGPT. And somehow, unfortunately, Gemini is number four. So yeah, which of the table actually follows this? Claude, Cursor, ChatGPT, and Gemini. Claude is actually correct. Claude ranked it exactly like that, and according to the analysis, it's exactly like that. So yeah, here you have it. Claude is number one, Cursor is number two, ChatGPT is number three, and Gemini is number four. So yeah, if you want to watch more to see more in-depth analysis on what I just did, check the YouTube video, okay? And it's available right now as you're watching this. Check out my YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and share. Okay, so that is all for the ranking, guys. I hope you'll be able to like get more insights on which one to pick when you want to build your tools. Of course, if you're not a developer, you have to just like strike out Cursor. But if you're a developer, if you're not a developer, You have the options of Claude, you have the option of ChatGPT, and you have the option of Gemini. So have fun, start coding, make the world a better place. And remember, stay jiggy, stay late. God bless. Subscribe. I beg now. Enjoy. Be cool. Dollar. Peace.